This interruption of Overwatch's Chinese New Year event is brought to you by Nerd or Not.
I'm digging the wait, hold on. Where'd Gimli go? Is he still back?
Hey, Gimli.
Okay.
Hi.
I just realized.
Did you just Vanna White my dog?
I did.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Nerd or Not is proud to bring to you our 13th episode on our first part of the road to WrestleMania 33 in sunny Orlando, Florida! Woo! I am Jay Malone. This is Corey Foster. That is Bob Haynes. We are the three collective idiots known as the Nerd or Not podcast. We are the Cretins Guild, and we're here to talk about the Royal Rumble.
Yeah! It's my favorite pay-per-view of the year. How about you, Corey?
That was a blazing hot intro.
Yeah, I know
Holy
that.
shit.
Well, and by the way, Jay,
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Thank
Welcome
you. Happy
back.
New Year to you, too. I'm glad to be here.
We missed you on the Switch broadcast, but hey, you're here on the one that's more important, and it looks like we're continuing the tradition of you fighting with your tassels.
Well, fighting with my tassels is my Allman Brothers Blues band name. My cover band.
See, that
We
would have
only
been
play
my,
the graduation march, though.
That would have been my New York Dolls folk band cover band. Shit.
Oh, that works. But yes, the fine tradition of the tassels being far more annoying than they should be. But hey, you know what? It's a great mask, and that's all that matters. Real quick, before we hop into the WrestleMania stuff, I want to say a couple things about the Switch since I didn't get to participate. I've pre-ordered. I'm pre-ordering Zelda. I'm pre-ordering Super Bomberman, and I'm pre-ordering Splatoon. I think it's going to be awesome. Really looking forward to it. Terrified that this signals the end of the DS within 3 years, but we'll talk about that on another episode. So onward to the road to WrestleMania.
Awesome. Here we go. So, yes, and tonight we are starting part 1 of our Road to WrestleMania series. Corey and I will be attending WrestleMania 33 right here in sunny Orlando, Florida. Mm-hmm. Jay, you'll be with us in spirit.
We're gonna murder.
I fixed the tassels.
Oh, what?
What'd you do?
I put them under the headband. Oh my god, this is great. This is the best thing ever. Oh, this is like a whole new world. This is what Aladdin felt like. But yes, you guys will actually be in attendance at the Citrus Bowl, right? Or Camping World Shit House, or whatever the hell it's called now.
No, you were right the first time. It's still the Citrus Bowl today.
Okay, good deal. You guys will be there. I will be watching from chilly Kalamazoo, Michigan. But yeah, no, I will. I'm jealous. Are you guys, either of you guys, doing the Takeover or the Hall of Fame or anything like that?
Yeah, if we can get tickets for it, we're going to try and do NXT Takeover Orlando.
Nice.
We had to toss between one or the other, and I think Takeover is going to be more entertaining than the Hall of Fame. Not that the Hall of Fame won't be fun. I think that's going to be great.
Who are the proposed Hall of Fame nominees?
As of right now, it's just Kurt Angle, but the closer we get to WrestleMania, the more names. There's possible. I think I've heard DDP is a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That'd be cool.
Have you heard of any other names, Jay?
Heard rumor of possibly Tugboat.
Tugboat and Earthquake, or is he already in?
He is already in.
He's already in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, he can't attend.
Well, yes, that's true. It is hard for Mr. Tenta to be in attendance, with the dead and everything.
It's kind of a hindrance.
Yeah.
And I've heard rumor of Beth Phoenix, but that's it for right now. So
I don't know who that'd be.
She was a diva wrestler from not too long ago.
No, not too long ago, but she was kind of one of those ones that was responsible for turning the page from idiots like Kelly to people who can actually perform. Mm-hmm. So she's I
didn't even know she was done.
Oh yeah, she's been out for probably about 5 years now. She's married to Edge and spitting out babies, so good for her.
Huh. That's
well, you got to make it one way or another, I guess.
Absolutely. So real quick, before we get into talking about the Rumble, we've got the pay-per-views coming up. So we got, this is the road to WrestleMania, as WWE is fond of saying. And we've got a series of events coming up. This weekend, we have NXT TakeOver San Antonio on Saturday night. Mm-hmm. The Royal Rumble is on Sunday night. And as a reminder, it starts at 7 p.m. It is a 4-hour show and not the normal 3-hour show. The Elimination Chamber, which is a SmackDown-branded show, is on February 12th. Fastlane is March 5th, and that is a Raw-branded show, I believe.
Yes, it is. Yes.
And Fastlane is, it's one of those kind of throwaway pay-per-views, but they tend to do something crazy at it every year. Like last year, they teased that Ambrose was going to win the title, and then eventually he did a couple months later. And then April 1st, April 1st is NXT TakeOver Orlando, and April 2nd is Mania 33, right?
That is correct. I guess the Hall of Fame night is... Oh, no, that's March 31st, the Hall of Fame night. And then they'll also do Raw and SmackDown from Orlando as well.
So we've got a series of matches coming up at the Rumble that are all pretty good. I think the marquee one obviously is the Rumble itself, and we'll get to that. That'll be the meat and potatoes of the discussion. But let's talk some of the other shows or the other matches tonight. Or that'll be that night. Yeah. First, we got Nia Jax, who is pretty cool. I like Nia Jax a lot. Versus Sasha Banks, which really doesn't seem like a fair fight.
Yeah, they're in this weird situation where they have a really powerful female wrestler who is about 3 times bigger than any of the other performers.
Yep.
So what do they do with her after this? I mean, do they have her beat Banks and then go on to win the title? Or they just keep holding her back because they have Bayley, Charlotte, Banks, like all these other girls that have been there longer?
They've squeezed that Charlotte Banks lemon pretty fucking dry by this point, though.
I love Charlotte and I love Sasha, but if I never see a Sasha Charlotte match again, it'll be too soon.
Being a fan of both of them doesn't necessitate you want to see them like going at each other all the time. Nah. And yeah, because each match is going to begin to resemble each other, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm still pretty damn into Sasha Banks, but you know what? I would just as be much into her performance if she was against somebody else, like maybe the rest of the roster that they have.
I remember in the late 90s, like for 4 or 5 pay-per-views in a row, they had Undertaker versus Stone Cold, and it got stale. At least I was showing you, what was the Roadblock, that pay-per-view.
Yes.
And that match was entertaining, even though it was 30 plus minutes. Wait, it was still good.
Oh, the Iron Man.
Yeah, the Iron Woman match.
Which I'm not really into Iron Man matches at all because of the idea that, I don't know, there were like a lot of narrative. There are a lot of like it's tough for me to believe. Like suspension of disbelief in those matches is really difficult for me. And since at least a little bit of wrestling is supposed to be rooted in, you know, real competition and stuff, you know, I don't enjoy them as much as other people do. It was still pretty good. Sure. It was still pretty good if you like considered them a series of matches, you know?
So next we've got Cesaro and Sheamus versus Gallows and Anderson, the Club.
Does it feel like this match should be higher on the card?
No.
At least 3/4 of it.
I couldn't give less a shit about Cesaro and Sheamus as a tag team. I hate thrown together tag teams. And the fact that they used the cop out of, if you guys, whoever wins gets a title shot, and then, you know, they had this big best of 7 series between the two of them. It was supposed to build them up to be main eventers, and now they're mid-card hell fighting for tag team gold. I don't care. I really don't.
Silver.
Give it to a real tag team and let the tag teams fight. You know, this kind of, you know, Corey, you were bringing something up. I mean, they're on SmackDown, but you know, why do we have thrown together tag teams like Heath Slater and Rhino when there are perfectly good actual tag teams like the Vaudevillains doing fuck and all?
Yeah, that's a very good point. One that kind of makes me want to like shoot flames from out of my physical mouth and at the microphone, but I'd like to not do that today because that's an expensive microphone. You pull one of the most popular tag teams. I don't say one of the most popular tag teams. I might be biased, but in NXT that would be the Vaudevillains, and you immediately friggin' bury them. I mean, how quickly did that happen?
Quick.
Yeah?
It was fast.
Pretty quick, yeah.
Okay, they've got solid shtick. I know they can work a ring.
Yeah.
I mean, they're about on par with like other teams too. I mean, I'll give them that. They're not, you know, the freaking Dudleys or anything, but then again, they're relatively new and they haven't had that much experience, et cetera, et cetera. But come on, man. Like every time, Duke's up. That crowd blew the hell up every time that happened. And especially the old intro that they had, or the old entrance. It's there. It's there.
You don't see their entrance on TV ever.
Nope.
I don't know. And like you said,
they spent so long. So the Raw tag team scene is just garbage right now. As much as I love the New Day, they spent the last year burying every other team. When the Club came in, when Gallows and Anderson came in, they were red hot. They were over. The crowds hated them. They were getting booed constantly. Didn't matter what was happening. and the Vaudevillains came in, and they were over, and the crowds were booing them.
Mm-hmm.
But the New Day had to break the record, so they buried every other tag team, and then every other tag team lost any kind of credibility. So you're stuck with, the fact that Gallows and Anderson probably should have won those belts a year ago.
It seems kind of strange that they wouldn't at least make them viable contenders in like regular non-title matches, though.
And I'm pretty sure
I don't understand booking.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Cesaro and Sheamus would not be champs right now if Enzo was not hurt.
There's a point.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. I don't, and I hate to say this, but I don't see the Enzo and Cass tag team lasting much longer. I think they see bigger things for Cass as a singles wrestler, which is hilarious because the man can't talk.
Yeah, we were like talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
That if I couldn't imagine either one, doing a singles card at all. Because
I can see Cass doing it.
Neither
but...
one of them are strong enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, because one dominates the mic, the other one does the ring work.
Yeah, they offset each other equally.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
But both of those matches are in the pre-show. None of them are in the actual Rumble show itself.
And then the women's 6-man match, the SmackDown women's match, the 6-man tag is a pre-show match as well.
Is it? I thought it was part
Bliss,
of the... It's not part of the actual show?
They announced pre-show today.
Oh.
So,
okay.
Who knows? Yeah, next up we've got Rich Swann, who is the current Cruiserweight champion, versus Neville, who is small and angry.
Yeah.
And phenomenal.
Yeah, and that's a Neville I can't wait to see. That's going to be a fucking fine match.
Yeah. Rich Swann is a goddamn genius in the ring. Neville is probably the best wrestler they have on the roster right now, as far as moveset goes. So that match should be hot fire, and which of course means the crowd won't react at all, because they don't react at all to the Cruiserweight matches, because the crowd sucks. Hate it.
How much do you think that's so much the crowds, or is that more of WWE not booking but pushing them or promoting? I don't know. There's some element missing where the crowds, they're just sitting on their hands. They're not booing, they're not cheering, they're just, okay, well, let's go get a beer.
So with the Cruiserweights, the crowds saw how the Cruiserweights wrestled in the Cruiserweight Classic, which was incredible. Probably the coolest tournament I've ever seen. That's not how these guys are wrestling on 205 Live and on Raw. It's slow, it's methodical, it's paced. It's not Cruiserweight matches. And you're taking these guys that are athletes and that are naturally, showmen, and you're taking that away from them, and that's going to make the crowd react negatively. And that's no one's fault but booking. Yeah,
there's a lot of high risk and high speeds in the usually from the Cruiserweight Classic, and we were watching that 3-way dance earlier.
Yeah,
and it was just like it wasn't a complete mess. I mean, it's still like distinctive from the rest of the roster.
It's not what we saw during the Classic tournament.
Oh yeah, and it certainly wasn't
where it was spot after spot after spot after spot,
and it definitely wasn't like AAA style stuff either.
No.
Yeah.
Pisser. I will say that every week every week 205 Live gets better, and there are reactions. They actually had people cheering last night on 205 Live, which is pretty incredible. So hopefully that continues to build, and they actually continue to give it an audience. I think if they're smart about it, they really need to tape those down in Florida. Full Sail's where they need to tape it.
Full Sail.
It's more protected. Don't do it live.
The crowd will react better.
Yep, exactly.
And there's definitely more of
and you're going to instantly get those guys over. Next up, we've got Charlotte versus Bayley. Charlotte is currently the queen of pay-per-view, who's won something like 87 pay-per-view matches in a row or some shit like that. Versus Bayley, who loves to hug. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really care.
Really?
I mean, it's. Yeah, I love Bayley and I enjoy Charlotte, but this match just doesn't do anything for me. I don't think they work well together. And I think that's primarily towards Charlotte. I don't enjoy her work all that much. Yeah, she needs someone that can run a match.
Okay.
And she'll react to it well. She's not good at calling them, and Bayley's not good at calling them either, so I think this is going to be kind of a mess. I hope I'm wrong, though.
Did they ever pair up in NXT? Not that I remember.
Yeah, they did.
They did.
They did.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't remember, but yeah, I think they fought over the women's title a few times.
It seems like you're
They
going to get
did.
a whole lot of rotation just between like 4 main players, and it's going to be Bayley, Charlotte. Well, now Bayley, Charlotte. They're trying to eke Banks out of the equation, and then I haven't seen Becky Lynch recently, but
She's on SmackDown.
She was part of that rotation as well.
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, she's on SmackDown. She was the first SmackDown Women's Champion. So,
Well, that worked.
Yeah. Rightfully so.
Who knows
but I mean,
for how long.
it's you look at it though, the problem, and it's the 2 shows, because SmackDown. I mean, Bob, you watch SmackDown's a significantly better show. Week in, week out, it's a significantly better show.
I have a theory
and
about that.
Well, let me say what I'm going to say, and then I want you to say what you were thinking. The reason that to me SmackDown feels more important, it's because the belts matter over there. The belts are not hot potatoed around. It's not dropped and then picked up and dropped and picked up and dropped and picked up. It's AJ's had it for 5 months now. Alexa or Bayley or Becky held it for 4 months, and now Alexa's had it for a month and a half. Slater and Rhino held the tag belts forever. The only people that hot potatoed it were the Wyatt family, and that was to
Slater had
instigate
a
the feud that's
belt.
going on with them now. He did.
Yeah.
That's
So-
great.
oh.
I love it.
So I don't know. I mean, to me, it seems like they actually treat the titles as something of importance there, and on Raw they're props. You know.
Yes, I do agree with that. On Raw, you have the women's title, which was, like you said, hot potato, just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then you had the U.S. title, which was competed for, I think, 3 times over the last 4 months. And then finally Jericho won it.
Yeah. The U.S. title, which Roman Reigns carried around like it was a bag of garbage. You know,
Yeah, I noticed that too. It
Dragging
seemed
it
like
on the
he-
ground or slung over his shoulder. It's I fucking hate Roman Reigns. So, we'll get into that. But
That seems to be the big problem right now with that
yeah, we
particular
can't
show.
boo loudly enough against him, and they still push him. Can we push him off a cliff?
yep.
Yeah. And then there was the thing you told me, you pointed out earlier about Kevin Owens' position as the title holder right now. How
Yes.
he was kind of downgraded from the fighting champion to
Yeah, when he was at
tossing
NXT,
Jericho salad right now.
yeah, when he was at NXT, and then when he was the IC champ,
Uh-huh.
he was a fighting champion. He fought everybody that came at him, and he put up great fights.
Yeah.
As the Universal title, which is the world's ugliest belt, sorry if anybody disagrees with me, I don't think there's many, he's not coming off as a fighting champion like he has in the past. He
Yeah.
looks like this total, I can't do anything without Jericho character.
Not when he's Lloyd Dobbling outside of Jericho's locker room with a fucking boombox above his head.
The fact that they decided that Kevin Owens needs to be a chicken shit heel is asinine to me. Like the guy looks like a badass. He looks like someone who wants to punch you in the fucking face.
And the funny thing is he's
Don't
still
make
mouth
him
soft to
hide
everybody.
behind Chris Jericho. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, I would love to see a
And
Jericho Owens matchup.
That might be where they're going.
I would expect that at WrestleMania.
Okay, yeah.
I would expect that at WrestleMania. But yeah, I don't get it. And I know fucking Owens is gonna win or is gonna drop the belt at the Rumble, and they're gonna give it to Reigns, and we're gonna see the barn burner of Reigns versus Strowman at Mania, I'm sure, because that's what everyone wants to see. Nothing like 2 big doofy guys that can't do anything. But I don't know. I can't wait for them to get the Universal title off of Owens so he can actually be a guy that fights again. Like I love the best friends gimmick. I think it's hilarious. It makes me laugh every time they're on screen.
Yeah.
God
And
fucking damn it. They need to get away from each other. It's done. It's
So maybe they're going to set up a feud for the U.S. title now. Jericho has it.
I hope so. I mean, I guess, I don't know, make Owens make the belt mean something again. I would love to see him do the Cena the US Open Challenge again. Like bring that back and just kick the shit out of everyone for 6 or 7 months.
Oh, because it worked out pretty
Onto
well
something.
for at least 2 people that participated in it. Not the least of which was Kevin Owens.
Yep. And then we have the main event of the show, not counting the Rumble match itself, but a match I don't think many people thought they were ever going to see. AJ Styles, current WWE World Heavyweight Champion, versus the face that runs the place, Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect, and a guy who is perhaps subtly teasing a heel turn with Mr.
John Cena
take my spot because of my name.
John Cena sucks.
John Cena, who over the last 3 weeks has become more interesting than he has been since he debuted against Kurt Angle. It's the most interesting I've been in Cena in 15 years. So who knows?
It seems like he's been kind of like the proto Foley over the last couple of years and putting over new wrestlers, but inversely, it seems like he lets the wrestler that he goes up against take the reins. We could rephrase that somehow. Take charge of the direction of the match itself and let the other person's style override everything else, and he just provides the face to the event. Because every match that he's been in has been varied, and it's been like stupidly good. I mean, at least for what we were used to. Now we're used to seeing him in all the good matches, or most of the good matches nowadays. When for the longest time, when Cena came out, it was just like, yeah, all right, getting some Fritos. I'll be back.
Yay! It's time for the 5 moves of doom.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's Reigns. That's Reigns' thing now.
Yeah, well, maybe Cena's like, you know what? You carry that millstone for a bit. I'm gonna have some fucking fun. I think he's like the Bill Murray of wrestling right now, where like he's shot past the zenith and he can do whatever the hell he wants to do. You follow him? Psst. Anyway, he's kind of escalated past what would be considered, post success. Like what that place you're at before you decide to retire. So he's like giving spaces to independent workers to do their thing and to shine. He's giving new ideas a chance and stuff. Like this is like what was the first big indie film that Bill Murray did? Like Coffee and Cigarettes, I think. Like his Coffee and Cigarettes was that Sami Zayn match however many years ago. I think that's the place he's at right now.
I'll agree with that. He's the most compelling character that they've got for him. This is the most compelling version of that character they've had in over a decade. Yeah, he's fascinating and he's fun to watch, and he tries new moves and he doesn't feel like he's stuck with 5-knuckle shuffle, attitude adjustment, you can't see me, pin, lol, Cena wins. It's it's actually good stuff. And the matches he had with Styles over the summer were some of the best matches I've ever seen him have. And now that there's actually a title on the line, holy shit, this is going to be great. Now, conversely, there's a really good chance he's going to tie Ric Flair.
I don't think yet. I think it's gonna wait a bit. I think it happens at Mania. I can't disagree on that.
Hopefully I'll be too drunk to notice at the time.
Part of me looks at it and says that record should never be tied or should never be broken. It's a fake sport. It's not real. This isn't like, the Beatles' #1 albums. Like, fuck, I'd be pissed if Korn broke that record, but this isn't this is sweaty dude underwear ballet. It happens.
Well, we just lost the one Korn fan that was listening to this thing regularly.
Oh, there are no Korn fans left.
Son of a bitch.
All right, so we're going to move on to the Rumble match now itself. And Bob, this is your shtick. You've got stuff written down here, so I'm going to let you run the show on the Rumble match itself.
All right. We don't know the order as of yet, but we can tell you who's in it. Now, Seth Rollins was in it, and then they took him out, possibly for we don't know what. But I don't know. Do you think he could be hurt? Then they're just not telling us, or you think they're building up for something else?
Who, Rollins?
Yes.
Oh, they're totally building up for a Mania match against Triple H.
Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting. Yeah. But they took him out and they put Sami Zayn in. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But also the other names involved are The Undertaker, Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, Dean Ambrose, The Miz, Dolph Ziggler, Big E, Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, Luke Harper, Braun Strowman, Chris Jericho,
Brawny Sharman.
Brawny Sharman.
Brawny Sharman.
Who the hell's that?
I don't know. He just made rolls of paper towels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I see.
There you go.
Okay, then we got Chris.
Oh,
God, I love you guys. All right, we also got Chris Jericho, Baron Corbin, Cesaro, Sheamus, The Big Show, Big Cass, Rusev, and Mojo Riley. Those 22 names out of the 30 possibilities. Jay, out of that list, just those 22 names, who do you think has the best odds to win?
who do I think has the best odds to win, or who do I want to win?
Going with Luke Harper.
No. Out of the 22 names that we just listed, who has the best odds to win?
Bray Wyatt.
Good choice. Why?
Bray Wyatt. Something is going on with this with the Wyatt Orton thing, and I'm pretty sure that they're setting something up for one of them to win it at Elimination Chamber, because that's not going to stay together. They're going to fracture apart and they're going to break. So it's really
have they already broken? I saw on the last SmackDown that Luke Harper looks like he's out.
There was the red bearded guy.
He's coming back. I don't know
his name.
Yeah,
Eric Rowan.
Eric Rowan. Okay.
Yeah.
And Braun Strowman is obviously doing his own thing right now.
But it's really kind of a 50-50 thing. Do I think Orton wins and goes to Mania to main event, or do I think Wyatt wins and goes to Mania to main event? And I think they need to make Wyatt a threat, because Bray Wyatt has been a joke for too long, and I think he has all the potential in the world to be a big threat. I think the character's phenomenal. And I think if they have him eliminate someone like a Goldberg or a Brock Lesnar in the final four, and then take out Orton to win, you've set him up for, strap a rocket to his ass. He's going to be a main event guy for the rest of his career. So that's my pick. I think it's Bray Wyatt.
Corey, out of those names, who do you think? Just out of those names, particular.
Who would I think could? Yeah. I don't know. Creative seems to be deadlocked into this orbital feud between various members of the former Shield, plus who's the X Factor? Kevin Owens sometimes, although he's no, he's got the belt right now. Duh. I think that I think what they're gonna try to do is pop Dean Ambrose back into the main rotation, even though he's holding the belt. I don't think they're gonna try to do the dual belt thing with him again, because that seems to be like a very zeitgeisty sort of a thing to do. I mean, they already had Jericho do it. They had some.
Jericho's never won the World Belt before, has he?
No. I mean, like back in the day, like
okay,
like before. There's like another period of time where the main belts got tossed around like Playboys at a sleepover, and that was when Benoit and Guerrero were. Don't harsh on my metaphors, dude. Yeah, just write it out. Anyway, it was back when Benoit and Guerrero were doing their thing, and they were trying to make the the underdogs actual overdogs, I guess, if you have to look for a phrase for it. And he's won the belt several times before, and they seem to be not very risky at the moment. So I think it's going to be Dean Ambrose.
All right, Bob, who's your pick?
Well, honestly, out of those 22 names, I don't see any of them winning. But if I had to pick somebody from this list, like say,
one of them has to win.
Well, no, this is just 22 of the 30 people.
Oh, right. Okay.
So there's still 8 more names.
So the Gooker could take it.
The Gooker, we could see the Gooker. We could see Brother Love. I don't know. We could see Drew Carey again. God, that was terrible. I think this
my tassel.
Tame it.
All right, we're back.
Okay, all right, we're good.
all is well.
Yeah, out of that list, I think I would agree with you, Jay. Either Bray Wyatt or Randy Orton would win. Not who I think will win the overall match. Now, since we do have 8 extra names, Jay, what's your wish list? What would you like to see? Who would you like to see show up?
Okay, who would I like to see show up? Samoa Joe.
Yep.
I want to see Joey Headrocker come in and just fucking break people. I want to see Ty Dillinger come in at number 10.
That'd be
because
great.
I will
Oh my
scream
god,
like
that's
a
a
little girl.
marketing
I'll be so
idea
happy.
that would be it'd be such a waste if they didn't do it.
Yeah.
I would like to, it's been a couple of years. I'd like to hear Rob Van Dam's music again, even if he's only in there for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a couple of wild card guys. I think Nakamura would be cool to see come in at number 30. I think that would blow the roof off the place.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to see. I don't know if you guys watched the UK championship tournament.
I did. No, I haven't done it yet.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. There's a guy in that tournament called Pete Dunne.
Yes,
who
Pete Dunne.
is
He's
the bruiserweight.
awesome.
He's the bruiserweight. He's fucking fantastic. I would love to see him come in. He wouldn't last more than 8 seconds. I'm sure someone massive would throw him out, but I'd like to see him come in and crack some heads. But out of them, those guys, all of them, great, whatever. That's wonderful. It's Finn Balor.
Yes.
I want Finn back, man. I want to see him come in. I'd like, him or Nakamura need to come in at 30.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't necessarily need to win, but they need to be one of the final two. All right, Bob, who's your pick?
Well, I would have to echo a lot of what you said. I want to see Smojo. I want to see Shinsuke. I want to see Finn Balor. And that's who I honestly think is going to come in and win. Wow. I mean, aside from that, who's the dude that was born without a chin? I'm afraid they're going to waste a spot
Ellsworth?
on him. Ellsworth, that's it.
Oh, they'll waste a spot on Ellsworth. Yeah, it'll be terrible.
Well, he's the new Gilbert, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
In and out. Nobody gets hurt.
Oh, I just thought of someone we're probably going to see. Mr. Glorious himself.
Oh.
Bobby Roode?
Yeah. His music hits, the crowd's going to love it and go nuts.
In that order.
I could see that.
Maybe.
Perhaps. They might go nuts first, and then love it. Perhaps even appreciate.
You're onto something, my chap.
Mm-hmm. I did want to mention that there's one thing I do want to see with this year's Rumble, the actual Rumble match. And that is,
okay.
I do want to see Baron Corbin get tossed out in like the first 3 seconds. That would be very meaningful for me.
Yeah, that reminds me. There's a tradition going on in the Royal Rumble we need to maintain.
What's that?
The weird Kofi Kingston staying in the match after getting knocked out of the ring.
Oh, yeah. That's right. When he Harry Crumbs it back into the ring.
Here's my prediction. Okay, just hear me out. Kofi gets dumped over the top rope, but in the corner, and lands on the stairs, but never actually hits the ground.
Mm-hmm.
They come up. He looks hurt. He's not moving. They come up. They load him on a gurney. They take him up the ramp. Goes backstage. 10 seconds later, comes down the ramp on the gurney, Mankind style. It gets back in there. So that's my prediction. That's my prediction. Will it happen? No, it will not. Do I want it to happen? Oh God, yes, I do.
Badly. I couldn't come up with a better scenario, I don't think. I was thinking it would be great if, like, I don't know, for some reason, they had like a Goldbergian, not that Goldberg, but Rube Goldberg, like a sort of a complicated device set piece somewhere near the top of the ramp, like maybe
like a set piece comes swinging in.
He somehow ends up there, okay? and then like he somehow latches onto like the monitor frame. The frame drops. He spills into like a wheelie dumpster that just happened to be there. The wheelie dumpster goes all the way back down to the... But this is kind of like aping off of your whole stretcher scenario.
The jib cam.
Ooh.
It goes up over the ring. He's about to get thrown out. Grabs the jib cam.
He's hanging
over the audience. Swings all the way 360 all the way around. He drops back in.
And then they play the Indiana Jones.
Make it happen, WWE!
And for some reason, Captain's there.
The legend of Kofi Kingston's almost victory.
Oh God. The last time we did this, we predicted that they're going to do Pokemon Go right through the middle of the ring, and it happened like a week or two later.
It did.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
All right, so there is at least a 20%. Shit. There's a respectable percentage of this occurring. Keep an eye out.
Ooh. I mean, I'm sure they already have worked out what they're going to do, but still, do it.
Mm-hmm. Let me bring something up here. What's the over-under on anything Omega-esque happening at the Rumble?
Slim to none.
Yeah,
Slim to none?
I would say none, because unless the WWE buys out his contract, because it doesn't expire till 2 days after the Rumble.
2 days worth of contract, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think they'd have to, legally, I think they have to buy out the entire length of the contract for that to happen. And that's a lot of money for just 2 days of work.
They would need a considerable amount of money.
Yes.
They would have to be the biggest wrestling federation on the planet in order to pull something off like that. Huh.
If only they had millions and millions of dollars at hand.
How fucking expensive is this guy's contract?
With New Japan, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Any idea, Jay?
I don't know the amount of money that he makes, but he said today on Wrestling Observer that he's going back to Japan in February, so he won't be there.
Well, it's a good gig. All right.
I
was wondering how much of an investment it would be worth to the WWE to see the crowd like collectively just rocket shit themselves into the ceiling once they hear that dude's once they see that dude's like goofy ass face roll down the ramp.
Well, the Alamo Dome can hold like somewhere around 30,000 people, I think.
Something like that.
That's a pretty horrible visual. I'm sorry about that.
35,000 people all shot at once.
And have achieved autonomous flights.
Remember the Alamo and the shit.
Yeah. Remember the smell of the Alamo. Anyway, so here's all the poop jokes for the show.
All right, guys. Well, I think that is going to be it for the first part of the Road to WrestleMania. Guys, thank you for accommodating my schedule tonight. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. This guy actually goes to work in a couple hours. He has some. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's your number one.
Yeah, they told me before I left that I was coming in tomorrow.
Fun.
So he's the one that we should be thanking for accommodating.
Yeah.
But
thank you, Corey.
Jay, it was great to have you here. We missed you, buddy. And if you're a regular viewer, thanks for tuning in. We were off for a little bit for the holidays, and some of us were moving and other garbage. But we're back. We're going to start knocking these out on a regular basis. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you watch next time. Enjoy the Royal Rumble. Lord knows we will.
I'm going to go because I've completely lost audio.
Oh, shit, really?
So, good timing. I don't know what you're saying. You guys are awesome. Go fuck yourselves, San Diego.
Feel so loved.